So Halo Infinite isn't set to release for quite some time, presumably at the end of 2020 in conjunction with the launch of the next-gen Xbox systems, but that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from swirling, and this time we're talking about Halo Infinite's budget. See, rumors are basically running rampant that Halo Infinite is currently the biggest and most expensive project in all of gaming, approaching $500 million. Now, that is a ton of money, but I have my doubts that it's actually true, so we're going to talk about all that right now. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone is doing well. I am. So let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Halo Infinite revealed that last year's E3 had no release date. I'm really looking forward to it. Halo is my favorite franchise in all of gaming. But this whole rumor mill, people have passed me this. They want to get my thoughts on it. It comes to us from Xbox Dynasty. They're basically saying that it's the most expensive game in the history of gaming, and it's approaching $500 million for the development of... Now, last year's Red Dead Redemption 2 is widely recognized as the most expensive game in history. Reports range that it costs anywhere between $200 million and $600 million to make, but it's Rockstar. It's understandable. They're a dev in the league of their own. They spent 8 years making Red Dead Redemption 2. Thousands of people worked on it, and the publisher knew that they're going to make their money back on it, so they had no problem giving all that money to them. And hell, if this rumor was about Grand Theft Auto 6, the next installment in the Grand Theft Auto series, which, hey, by the way, Grand Theft Auto 5 just crossed 100 million in sales, I would have no problem believing in it. Absolutely no problem. Because that game, Grand Theft Auto 6, is going to make the publisher billions upon billions and billions of dollars. So what's an investment of $500 million when you know you're going to be making billions down the road? But with Halo Infinite, it's not really the same thing. Grand Theft Auto is a cultural event that's literally on every system, or will be at some point in time, and Halo Infinite is just an exclusive that'll be on Xbox, it'll be on PC, maybe it'll be on mobile phones if xCloud is up and running at that point, but you don't really know. So it's a lot more reach for Grand Theft Auto, which requires a lot more money than Halo Infinite. But of course, that's not to say Halo Infinite isn't going to cost a ton of money. In fact, I think it will be Microsoft's biggest game ever, money-wise, and the most expensive Halo game ever made. But normally when you get into these type of rumors, I like to see where the source is coming from. Like, who's reporting on this? There are some places I trust, some people I trust. So this one comes to us from Xbox Dynasty. They're the ones saying that Halo Infinite's budget is $500 million. I don't really know much about them, but apparently they don't really have a history of reliable scoops, so that's kind of strike one for me. Now, if this information had come to us from, say, the Wall Street Journal, or Jason Schreier at Kotaku, or maybe reported by Brad Sams or Jez Corden, insiders that have, people's ears at Xbox when people whisper to them about stuff, I'd be more inclined to believe it. But as of right now, I don't. And I especially don't believe that just making the game itself is $500 million. Now, if you said it included the marketing for the game, that is a little bit more believable. Like, if Halo Infinite's budget is $200 million, and they're also going to spend $200 million marketing the game, that is way more believable, because that's basically what happens in the movie industry. You have something like Avengers Endgame that comes out, and production was like $250 million. Then Disney will go and they'll spend $250 million marketing the title, because marketing is just as important as actually whatever you're making. Because if you don't market it, nobody knows it comes out and nobody buys it, right? So that's true for the movie industry. It's true for basically any product launch. You're going to spend as much, if not more, marketing the product than you actually spent making the product. So if Halo Infinite is the most expensive Xbox project ever, and the most expensive Halo project ever, I could see it approaching $500 million if you literally include all the costs of making the game as well as advertising the game. And Microsoft really goes all out in advertising Halo. I mean, just think of the launch of Halo 5, Halo 4, Halo 3. You remember the launch of Halo 3? Microsoft, they throw money at Halo marketing because they realize that Halo still has that pull with the mainstream in a way that Gears doesn't, and especially Forza Horizon does not, or Sea of Thieves, or any of their other games. Halo still, even though its impact has lessened over the years, it's still upper echelon when it comes to iconic franchises, right? Halo's still at the top. Or maybe a little bit under. It's still at the top, maybe not the top, but it's right there. Definitely way more than any other Microsoft property. And you know they're going to spend money advertising it because it's their best chance to get, you know, if you kind of pair the Master Chief and Halo Infinite alongside the next-gen Xboxes and try to get people to pick up that with how great it looks and great it plays. And then you think about Xbox Game Pass. You know, Xbox Game Pass is something that I really love. I think it's, you know, if I was 15 and could spend $10 a month and having access to 200 games, a lot of the Microsoft first-party stuff is there. It's a great deal for those that want it. But of course, there's always the penetration. How many people actually know about Xbox Game Pass? Is it millions? Is it tens of millions? I mean, you really need it to be the tens of millions if you want to build a subscriber base that gives you, you know, X amount of money every single month, which is their goal, to be the Netflix of gaming, but you need to advertise for it. And some of the games they've released into the service maybe doesn't really appeal to everybody. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, Crackdown 3, they've all been criticized for lack of content, or unfinished, unpolished, or just, you know, not a good game. Then you have stuff like Forza Horizon 4, which is an amazing game, but unfortunately it's a driving game, so it has limited appeal. Halo Infinite will be the first game that has that wide mass appeal. We'll have to see how Gears does, but I don't care what people say. Gears does not appeal as much as Halo. I know there are some people saying that Gears is the new Xbox franchise. I'm sorry, sit down. Gears is nowhere on the level of Halo, and it will never be on the level of Halo. Xbox is Halo. Halo is Xbox. I mean, that is just something I truly believe in, and I don't really think Gears can ever touch the significance that Halo has at the brand. So when you think about the most important game for Xbox in the future, it's definitely Halo Infinite, because you can spend all this money marketing the game and the brand and the new consoles and finally get people to really look at Game Pass in a way they haven't before. Then you also look at, well, this game's taken us a long time to make. Games really cost more now to make than they did previously. So you know a game now is going to cost more than a game last gen. This game has been in development, presumably, for 5 years when it releases in 2020, which is 2 years longer than any other Halo game. And, of course, you'll then come to realize that, yeah, you know what, this will be the most expensive Halo game ever made. They're basically making 3 games. You're going to have the single player with the co-op, you're going to have probably the firefight, and then you're going to have the multiplayer and the different modes there. It's like you have 3 different games combining into one that all need to work great, that all need to have amazing content, multiplayer maps, you know, tuned for the pros and the casuals, an amazing story, so you need a great writer and a cast of characters and voice actors. And you can't be just a mediocre title. So you got to spend the money getting developers who know what they're doing, which are going to cost money, so you can put Halo back on the freaking map. You know, it's Xbox's best chance to get any sort of penetration into the PC market. It's their biggest franchise. And you got to spend money like it. So you got to spend a ton of money on development, building that new engine for the future, hiring people who know what they're doing to right the franchise's wrongs. And you got to advertise it like it means something again, like it truly matters, like Halo is what it once was. And that's going to require a ton of money, more so than they'll put into any Ninja Theory game or any Obsidian game or any Playground game. Well, maybe Playground's second game, but we don't know much about that. But yeah, Halo Infinite. No doubt about it, Microsoft's most expensive game they've ever made, the most expensive Halo game ever made. I just doubt that it's $500 million strictly for making the game. Maybe when all is said and done, when you include the marketing and everything, it reaches up to that number, but I don't think it's that number for strictly the game. I think people's wires got crossed. But make no mistake, it will be an expensive game. Because I believe Microsoft knows that Halo needs to be great again. It needs to be a 90 Metacritic. People need to talk about Halo like they used to talk about it. And it's their best chance to get the mainstream to once again check out Xbox and especially check out Game Pass. But anyways, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Leave a comment below, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.